Hi, hello everyone. I'm Justin. This is Koopa. Welcome to Koopa's Corner. Today I want to talk to you about WWE's premium live event, Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel will be coming to us live from Saudi Arabia this upcoming Saturday, November the 2nd, with a special start time at 1 p.m. Eastern. And that's due to the time change. Now, Crown Jewel has deviated a little bit from the previous few premium live events in that they're not giving us 5 matches, they're actually giving us 7. So it's going to be a little bit of a bigger event. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think there's going to be some pretty solid matches, and maybe it's just me, but it feels very low stakes. This feels very much like a transitional premium live event. So we'll have to see what happens on this Saturday. Let's start off with some of the matches here. We're going to go first up, Bloodline versus Bloodline. It's going to be a 6-man tag team match. We don't know which 3 members of the new Bloodline are going to be in the match against Roman, Jimmy, and Jay, but I think it's probably pretty safe to guess that it will be Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu, with Solo being the man left out. That being said, I think Solo is very much going to influence this match. He's going to help his team win, and then he's going to be involved in some sort of post-match beatdown or something along those lines. As much as I would love to see our true tribal chief and the reunited Usos victorious, from a storytelling perspective, it just doesn't make a lot of sense, right? If you're still building the story, you can't have really a victory this early on. I mean, I suppose they could win and still suffer a post-match beatdown, but they need adversity to overcome, and that's how you recruit Sami Zayn and get Sami Zayn back, right? Because as of Raw, he was very hesitant to reunite with them. So from a storytelling perspective, you need a reason to need Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn has to let his conscience, take over and him rescue them, him make the save, whether it's at Crown Jewel or later on, whether this is over a period of time. But our true tribal chief, Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, they need to be sort of beaten down. They need to be on the wrong side of the numbers in order to finally recruit Sami Zayn for Civil War Games upcoming at Survivor Series in a few weeks. So I expect, my final prediction there is the new Bloodline. Let's move on. I think the next matchup is going to be the Fatal 4-Way for the Women's Tag Team Championships. It's Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus Damage Control versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven versus Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. This match could go a variety of ways. It's tough to say, right? If you're going to take the tag team titles off of Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, a multi-man match like this is a great way to do it because they can slowly ramp up their animosity towards each other. You don't want them to start feuding too early. That is likely a WrestleMania match, Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. So them sort of turning on each other and beginning to feud with each other needs to take time, which is why I think they will retain their tag team titles here. Just another opportunity for them to show up and an opportunity for them to really just get some chemistry with each other. That being said, I still expect a pretty fun match. Damage Control, if it's Io Sky and Kairi Sane, they are absolute just monsters when it comes to athleticism. So they are bound to do something incredibly cool there. Chelsea Green is a gem. She is a gem. I say this every time she comes up on this channel, but I love her. She is a gem. So she will make the most of every opportunity that she's given. She always does. So whatever part of the match she's involved in, I expect it to be great. And really the unknown here is Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. I'm sure some of you are fans of them from NXT. Not an NXT guy. I don't watch NXT. These are relatively unknown entities for me and for a lot of the fan base. But I think that they're being given a really big opportunity here. WWE seems very intent on giving them an opportunity, and so I hope they make the most of it. I really do. I hope they show up. I hope they, nail whatever spots they have, and I hope that they show the world that they're ready to be on a main roster like this. So they have such a big opportunity here. I hope they take advantage of it. But they are still, rookies. They're still developing. They're still, growing. They're still learning. They're not seasoned veterans. So they do remain a bit of an unknown. So hopefully the match is pretty good, but we'll have to see with that one. I think next up is going to be the triple threat match for the United States Championship. You have L.A. Knight, versus Carmelo Hayes versus Andrade. Now, Andrade and Carmelo Hayes have been facing each other nonstop. It's felt like 50 times, but that being said, it has never felt stale. These two tear it up every time they get into the ring with each other. Now you throw in L.A. Knight to keep it a little bit fresh, and I expect some really cool sequences in this match. It's going to be really awesome. I think the way the match is going to play out, even though it could kind of go anyway, L.A. Knight, his title reign has been a little bit leaving room for desire there. It's fallen a little bit short of expectations, but I don't think they take the title off of him here or now, particularly at an event like Crown Jewel. I think Andrade and Carmelo Hayes, focus on each other with their personal issues, and LA Knight sort of swoops in at the end to claim victory. So LA Knight will retain his United States Championship. Next matchup, Seth freaking Rollins versus Big Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed has been really trying to make the most of the opportunities that he's been given as well. He's definitely much more talented than his star power would indicate. He's not the biggest name on the roster, but this is a huge opportunity for him, working with an opponent at the caliber of Seth freaking Rollins on a stage like this. This might be his biggest opportunity that he's had so far. So I definitely expect him to make the most of this. I expect this to be a pretty hard-hitting, very brutal matchup. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And to be honest, I think Bronson Reed is going to win. Seth Rollins putting him over here would go a long way into establishing some credibility for Bronson Reed. And it seems like they've been very intent on building that credibility, as they should. Going from here, I think Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton, KO versus RKO. It's going to be a fun match. Two veterans, two absolute mastercrafts, masters at their art. And, these two guys know how to put on a good match. And they've faced each other before. They've been involved with each other a lot. We know what to expect, and that bar is high. It makes the most sense from a storytelling perspective for Kevin Owens to win, whether he has to sort of embrace that darker side of himself that he refused to do, when he faced Cody last time. It cost him the match, but I think that's going to be more of that inner struggle for Kevin Owens, and I think he's going to win because it seems like they're setting him up to feud with Cody again, only this time the story would seem to indicate it's going to be a darker, more ruthless version of Kevin Owens. And I think the first step in that is going over a guy like Randy Orton. Next up, we've got the two Crown Jewel Championship matches. It's going to be champion versus champion, Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax, and the winner gets a brand new title, the Crown Jewel title. I'm sorry, but what do we care about this new title? They're never going to carry it around with them after next Monday or next Friday. It won't come up again until next year's Crown Jewel. The title is gaudy. It's not exciting. I think they really booked themselves into a corner here because you have to make one of your champions lesser than. You can't have both the women's world title matches and the men's world title matches end with a fluky finish. You can't. It would be really dissatisfying, and it would really hurt your overall presentation of the product, of the premium live event. So I expect a clear winner and a clear loser, though I don't necessarily think there won't be extracurricular activities. Tiffany Stratton is absolutely going to make herself felt here, whether it costs Nia or whether she cashes in at the end. But I expect Liv Morgan to win this one. Liv Morgan is going to win, and it's going to be Tiffy time in some way, shape, or form, either during or after the match. Then finally, the men's world title match, also for the Crown Jewel Championship. Your World Heavyweight Champion, Der Ring General Gunther, versus your WWE Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. This match feels, to a much bigger degree than the last match, like you've booked yourself into a corner. It feels like somebody is going to come out looking very poorly for losing this match. And it's really hard to say who needs the win more, right? Gunther has a more dominant character, and so having a victory feels a little bit more important to him. It feels like Cody could maybe eat the loss, but at the same time, Cody feels like he's being presented as a bigger champion, a bigger deal. And it's really hard to say who should lose this match. And that's the problem, right? And if you have Tiffany Stratton interfering in the previous match, I don't know how likely interference is here. It also feels like if Liv Morgan wins the previous match, do you want Raw to win both and SmackDown as a whole to feel lesser than? Or do you want to sort of spread the love there? And ultimately, it sort of feels like that's the direction they would go, even though as a dominant character, Gunther probably needs the win more. It feels like there are just a couple of more reasons to go for Cody Rhodes here as the winner and as the poster boy, and he can take that new Crown Jewel Championship for better or for worse. It sort of feels like what's going to happen. So that's it. Those are all 7 matches for this upcoming Saturday for Crown Jewel. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. Like the video, please. If you found any of this, helpful. If it gave you something to think about, the way these matches are being presented. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.